There's a joke by Jackie Mason. He says, I want to know what that last word is. A Jew tells his friend, if that anti-Semite said one more word, what's that word? As Jewish people, we're so into never again. Never again will the Holocaust happen. Do you know that there were many Holocausts that happened to Jewish people where 1 out of 3 Jews, it's millions of people, but 1 out of 3 of 15 million, it's unbelievable, was massacred in cold blood? Never again is a lie because it happened again. October 7th was a bloodthirsty attack. October 7th could have never happened without the Democratic Party. When Barack Obama, when Barack, I don't remember his last name, but he was a prime minister of Israel, he had plans to go back and conquer Gaza. Bill Clinton flew in from the United States to prevent him from going back and conquering Gaza. The Democratic Party has empowered Iran. Never again is exactly a lie that people are saying, but they're voting just as there were Jews who couldn't see the difference between good and evil. They voted for Hitler that ended up killing them. Same thing as all the anti-Semitism. They're blaming the right for the anti-Semitism, but that's not where the anti-Semitism is coming from. It's coming from the left. It's coming from the infiltration of the Arab and previously Soviet propaganda about hatred towards Israel. And in fact, there are many Jews who themselves have become haters of Israel, which is basically anti-Semitism. And it's happened throughout much of human history because people that don't have a religious understanding of history itself, an understanding that the war against the Jew is the war against the goodness in the Jew, as Einstein said, and nothing a Jew will do will ever make him accepted by those who hate. Those who hate don't accept themselves, so they cannot accept anyone else. Bottom line is, if you vote for Trump, you're voting for a person who's going to protect Jewish people. You're voting for the Republican Party that has demonstrated, they've had basically the only group that has brought all these presidents of the universities and said, listen, why is there anti-Semitism going on? If you're voting for the Democratic Party and you're a Jew, you're basically voting for the party that is allowing the voices of the radical left, which is only here. Hatred of Israel is an excuse, as Martin Luther King. It's not hatred of Israel, it's hatred of the Jews. Judaism and the Jewish people happen to be the only country that we have is Israel. So it's just a very veiled ability to say, I'm not really an anti-Semite. Just like the Germans said, we're not really anti-Jewish, we're anti-Semites. We're sophisticated. There's this tribe of Semitic people. But no, what you are is the same thing that people were for thousands of years. You're a miserable bastard, as Freud described anti-Semites, and you can't handle anyone else because your delusions and narcissistic delusions of grandeur don't allow for anyone better than you. It's like the wicked queen in Snow White. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? And she couldn't handle Snow White. And that's why there's anti-Semitism, because some people have narcissistic personality disorder. They've lost their inner pride, their sense of dignity, and all they have is a delusional sense of grandeur. That's all they're operating on, because if you're functioning, you have pride. Pride is what motivates us. It's the essence of the fire of the ego that gets us to want even to feed ourselves. Depression is when a person has shame and they lose their pride, and then they lose their appetite, their sexual drive, maybe even want to kill themselves. So you see how pride and shame are the two forces of life force, or basically lacking life force, or even, God forbid, killing oneself. And so those people that lost their pride, however it is, can often happen through verbal abuse from parents or whatever it is. They created a false identity. Obama's a perfect example of this kind of moron. And then they really think that they are the best person in the world. Hitler was another moron like that. And then They're busy shaming, if anybody's upset that Trump is president, that's because Obama actually shamed him. And then in his shaming of him, he actually said, I'm going to become the next president. So, in other words, in simple words, if you really want to do what's going to save your life, certainly save the Jewish world, and just make the world a better place, you cannot vote for a party that is empowered and is empowering evil. Be a Jew. Be a good human being. Don't vote for Kamala. If you can't vote for Trump, at least don't vote for Kamala. Good luck. Make the right decision because your life depends on it.